Welcome to our channel. Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell. Today we will talk about taxonomy, the branch of biology responsible for classifying organisms in an orderly and hierarchical manner. Taxonomy not only helps us name living beings, but it also allows us to understand their evolutionary and ecological relationships. Why is it important to classify living beings? The first scientist to attempt to classify living beings was Carl Linnaeus, an 18th century Swedish naturalist. Linnaeus proposed a hierarchical system that is still used today, with the following classification levels: kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, family, genus, species. For example, humans belong to the kingdom Animalia because they are multicellular and heterotrophic, to the phylum Chordata because they have a backbone, to the class Mammalia because they are warm-blooded and have mammary glands, to the order Primates, to the family Hominidae, to the genus Homo, and to the species Homo sapiens. The 5 kingdoms of life. In 1969, biologist Robert Whittaker proposed a more detailed classification, dividing living beings into 5 major kingdoms, based on characteristics such as cell type, mode of nutrition, and number of cells. He also classified their reproduction as either asexual or sexual. Kingdom Monera, composed of bacteria and archaea. They are prokaryotic organisms, meaning their cells lack a defined nucleus. They can be unicellular. Their nutrition can be autotrophic. They make their own food, or heterotrophic. They feed on other organisms. Reproduction, mainly asexual by binary fission. Example, Escherichia coli, a bacterium that inhabits our intestines. Kingdom Protista, eukaryotic organisms with a defined nucleus. They can be unicellular or form colonies. Their nutrition can be autotrophic or heterotrophic. Reproduction, asexual, cell division, and some species also reproduce sexually. Example, Amoeba proteus, a unicellular organism that moves using pseudopodia. Kingdom Fungi includes fungi and yeasts, eukaryotic, and can be unicellular or multicellular. Heterotrophic, absorbing nutrients from their environment. Reproduction can be asexual through spores or budding, or sexual by fusion of haploid cells. Example, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the yeast used to make bread and beer.
Kingdom Plantae,
eukaryotic and multicellular organisms. Autotrophic, perform photosynthesis to obtain energy. Reproduction, sexual, via seeds or spores, and asexual, via cuttings or rhizomes. Example, the oak tree, Quercus robur, a majestic tree that can live for hundreds of years.
Kingdom Animalia,
eukaryotic and multicellular organisms. Heterotrophic, meaning they obtain energy by consuming other organisms. Reproduction, mainly sexual, though some invertebrates can reproduce asexually. Example, the dolphin, Delphinus delphis, a highly intelligent marine mammal. The 3 domains of life. In 1977, microbiologist Carl Woese proposed a new division based on ribosomal DNA, creating the 3 domains of life. Domain bacteria includes common bacteria, which are prokaryotic and have cell walls with peptidoglycan. Domain Archaea comprises prokaryotic organisms, but with biochemical differences in their cell membranes. They live in extreme environments, such as hydrothermal vents and salt flats. Domain Eukarya includes all eukaryotic organisms, such as animals, plants, fungi, and protists. Let's test your knowledge. How many kingdoms exist in the traditional classification of living beings?
2, 4, 5.
Answer, C, 5. The 5 traditional kingdoms are Animalia, Plantae, Fungi, Protista, and Monera. Which domain do humans belong to? Eukarya, bacteria, Archaea. Answer, A, Eukarya. Humans are eukaryotic organisms, so they belong to the Eukarya domain. Which kingdom does a dog belong to? Plantae, Animalia, Fungi. Answer: B. Animalia. The dog is an animal, so it belongs to the Animalia kingdom, which domain includes unicellular organisms without a defined nucleus. Archaea, Eukarya, Archaea, and bacteria. Answer: C. Archaea and bacteria. Organisms in these domains are prokaryotic, meaning they lack a defined nucleus, which is the kingdom of fungi.
Plantae.
Animalia, fungi. Answer: C. Fungi. Fungi belong to the fungi kingdom. What characteristic defines organisms in the Archaea domain? They are multicellular. They live in extreme environments. They have a defined nucleus. Answer: B. They live in extreme environments. Archaea are known for thriving in extreme habitats, such as hot springs and salty lakes. In which kingdom are plants classified? Animalia, Plantae, Protista. Answer: B. Plantae. Plants belong to the Plantae kingdom due to their ability to perform photosynthesis. Which of the following organisms belongs to the Protista kingdom? Lettuce, algae.
Dog.
Answer: B. Algae. Algae are unicellular or simple multicellular organisms classified in the Protista kingdom. What distinguishes organisms in the Eukarya domain? They do not have cells. They have cells with a defined nucleus. They are unicellular. Answer: B. They have cells with a defined nucleus. Organisms in the Eukarya domain are eukaryotic, meaning their cells have a nucleus. Which kingdom do molds belong to?
Fungi. Protista. Plantae.
Answer: A. Fungi. Molds are organisms that belong to the fungi kingdom. Who proposed the classification of the 5 kingdoms of living organisms? Carl Woese, Robert Whittaker, Charles Darwin. Answer: B. Robert Whittaker. In 1969, Robert Whittaker proposed the classification into 5 kingdoms based on cellular differences and modes of nutrition. Who proposed the classification of living organisms into 3 domains? Carl Woese, Ernst Haeckel, Aristotle. Answer: A. Carl Woese. In 1990, Carl Woese proposed the classification into 3 domains: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya, based on genetic and molecular differences. Before you leave, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell.